Okay. Thank you so much, dear devotees, for joining us here on Zoom as well as on Facebook and YouTube. Really appreciate your making time on a Friday to read through the Vedic wisdom literature, Bhagavad-gita. Today we're going to read from the Bhagavad-gita chapter 9, and then we're going to go verse number 12. After this prayer to the spiritual master. Om Jnana-timirandhasya Jnananjan-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Gita Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Premanande
Hare Hare
Hare.
Bol.
Okay, so we are going to get started. I'm going to start sharing my screen here with you momentarily, and one of you needs to tell me whether you are able to see it or not. Okay, all right. Share my screen. Bhagavad-gita. This, okay, this. Okay, can you see?
No,
And what do you
not
see?
yet. Not yet. Yeah,
Yes,
now.
yes.
Okay, now
now
you
we
can see.
can see.
Okay, so we will do our chapter a day of Bhagavad-gita, reading from chapter 9, and we are going to read 8 3s are 24. Okay, yes, let's read. Okay, let's read 4 verses each. How many?
4 verses each.
4 verses each. Okay, so let's start with Simi, then Sukumal, then Vindyavali, then Surabhi, then Sutapa, then Varshana, then Jyoti, and then Aruni Mataji's. Okay? Are we good?
Yeah.
Let's get started.
The most confidential knowledge. Text 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. The knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all
Secrets.
of
I'm
all
not able to hear her. Yeah.
Of all secrets.
secret. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and is joyfully performed. Those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of enemies. Therefore, they return to the path of the birth and death in this material world. By me, my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Hare Krishna.
Who's coming next?
Kamala Mataji.
Yeah. And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation, for myself is the very source of creation. Understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings rest in me. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again, and under my will,
I'm trying
it
to scroll.
is, yeah, it's fine. It is annihilated at the end.
O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am never detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Hare Krishna.
O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, the great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Others who engage in sacrifice of the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second. You have to scroll up, please. As others who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. But it is I who am the ritual, I am the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I'm the butter and the fire and the offering.
Sorry. My mouse always acts. Okay, 70.
Yes. I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Shama, and the Yajur Vedas. I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seed. O Arjuna, I give heat and I withhold the same for the rain. I am immortality and I am also death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me.
21.
Those who study the Vedas and the drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me directly. Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights.
Hare Krishna. When they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the result of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. 22. But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. 23. Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way. I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna ji. Those who worship,
Just give me 1 second.
those
I'll
who
scroll it up.
worship,
Okay, go ahead.
those who worship the demigods will take birth among demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirit will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as offering to me. In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me, in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Hare Krishna ji.
Mataji, one more.
No, 4 she did.
Oh, come
No,
to me.
4
Yes,
she
yes,
did.
sorry.
In this way, you will find
Yes. Thank you. Sorry, I missed that.
free from bondage to work and is auspicious and inauspicious result. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and
Come to me.
Come to me.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, 29, 30. Oops.
you will be liberated and come to me. Nor
Yes,
am
good.
I partial
No. She
No,
has
no,
to.
no, no.
to
That's
anyone.
good.
I'm equal to all.
No.
But whoever renders, I've read 4, I
Okay,
think.
Jyoti, you're done. 28. Who comes after you? Aruni.
Aruni.
Okay, Mataji, I'm just going to try.
No,
If I
I
start
have to
coughing
read
in
29
between,
also.
No, you don't have to read 29, Mataji. We are all reading 4, right? So 28 divided by 4 is 7, right? You're good.
Ji.
Mataji, I'm going to try. If I start coughing in between, I'll stop, okay?
Okay. Thank you for trying.
I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I'm also a friend to him. Even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, and Shudras, workers, can attain the supreme destination. Where do I stop? How much more? Is that the end? How much?
Good. Yeah, 4 each. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we go back to Simi.
Who are this Jharna and Pushpa, Mataji?
Jharna and Pushpa are devotees.
They are in the
Jharna
car.
Mataji, yeah.
They're
Jharna
going-
Mataji is from ISKCON Silicon Valley. She comes to the temple, and she She doesn't read, she's in the listening mode. And then Pushpa Mataji, Pushpa Mataji also comes to the temple, and she attends my Bhakti Vriksha when I go to the door to house to house. I do those once in a month thing. And actually this month, she's going to open her house for us to do the Krishna Katha there, where we read the 4 question ask book. So, and her whole family is all completely spiritual. She drives at this time of the day, so she's not.
Yeah, she said she can't read.
Yeah, she can't read.
Jarna Mataji, I think she can. No?
Jarma cannot read. We just stick with this.
Text 31. He quickly becomes righteous and attains life. No?
33, 34.
32? Oh, sorry.
33.
33, okay. How much, text 33. How much more this is so of the righteous Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly kings. Therefore, having come to this temporary miserable world, engage in loving service on to me. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you'll come to me. Hare Krishna.
Okay, good. One more thing I just wanted to do as an extra exercise today is do prayers of Queen Kunti. We'll read that also. That becomes Chad plus for us, right? So 1 chapter of Bhagavad-gita we did, but it's always nice to do a little bit extra austerity. So prayers of Queen Kunti come from Canto 1. They are in chapter 8 of the first canto.
Prayers Kunti.
And then they start from a little later, from verse 18. And maybe let me do this, okay. Let me open up in advance because I want you to do a little more than just this. Come on. I want to see the word text. I also want to do the translation. Okay. So, and then I go to 18. The prayers start from 18. And we'll do that one person each will, one verse each we will do, right? That way we will cycle through the verses which are there. I think we'll go up to 44 or 43 like that. So about 20 plus verses. And then we'll go again in the same reading order. So Simi just finished reading. So we'll start with Sukumal Matiji. And only one verse. You give me the here, give me this, and then I'll scroll and then we'll do the translation, right?
Okay.
That way we continue.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So starting with Sukumal Matiji.
Kunti uvacha namasye purusham tvadyam ishwaram prakrate param alakshyam sarva bhutanam antarbahir avasthitam. Srimati Kunti said, O Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you because you are the original personality and are unaffected by the qualities of the material world. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all.
Who's next?
Maya Jevanika Chanam Ajñādokṣajam avyayam na lakshyase mudha drisha nato natyadharo yata. Translation: being beyond the range of limited sense perception, you are the eternally irreproachable factor covered by the curtain of deluding energy. You are visible to the foolish observer exactly as an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. Hare Krishna.
Tatha parahamsanam muninam amalatamannam bhakti yoga vidha naratam katham prasyayamehi striyaha. You yourself descend to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service unto the hearts of the advanced transcendentalists and mental speculators who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How then can we women know you perfectly?
Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let the therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses.
Text 22. Nama pankaj nabhaya, nama pankaj baline, nama pankaj netraya, namaste pankaj angraye. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, whose glass is as full as lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Mother.
Did Jyoti drop?
माता जी स्क्रीन नहीं आ रही मेरे को.
Screen नहीं आ
It's
रही.
there on the
We're all
screen.
getting, we're all
माता
getting.
जी आई कांट.
अच्छा.
माता जी स्क्रीन नहीं, श्लोक नहीं आ रहा, आप नजर आ रहे हो.
Oh,
तो आप दूसरे स्क्रीन पे हो. आप दूसरे स्क्रीन पे हो. मैं आपको व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में एक लिंक भेजी हूँ. आप उस लिंक को क्लिक करके आप अपने वहां से पढ़ना शुरू कर दो. देखो आपने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में देखो जब सैमेटिक
comes in.
माता जी नहीं.
आपके व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में एक लिंक होगा ना.
ये
23. अच्छा कोई बात नहीं, मुश्किल हो रही तो. Aruni, are you in a position to read or should we skip?
I hope so, yeah.
Okay, go ahead then. 23.
Text 23, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yatha hrishikesha kalena devaki kamsen. 1 minute. I was reading the Hindi. Kamsena rudrati chiram sucharpita vimochitaham cha sahatmaja vibho vibho tvayaiva natena muhur vipad ganath. O Hrishikesha, master of the senses and lord of lords, you have released your mother Devaki, who was long imprisoned and distressed by the envious King Kamsa, and me and my children from a series of constant dangers.
Hare Krishna माता जी, thank you. I can see the screen now.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Shall I read?
Yes, please. Jyoti Mataji, can you hear me?
Vishan Mahan.
Okay, we'll go back to, we'll circle back with Jyoti when she's able to get connected. So we'll go back to Simi. Simi?
Visan Mahagane Purusoda Dasanad Asat Sabhya Vana Vasa Krichara taha.
Again, screen has gone.
Marde neka maharathastroto darune astras kasmahare bhirakasitha. My dear Krishna, your Lordship has protected us from a poisoned cake, from a great fire, from cannibals, from the vicious assembly, from suffering during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashwathama.
विपदा सन्तु तासाश्वात् तत्र तत्र जगद्गुरो भवतो दर्शनं यत्स्याद् अपुनर्भवद् दर्शनम्. I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths.
जन्मैश्वर्यश्रुतश्रीभिर् यथा मानामधः पुमान् नैवर्तते अभिधातुं वै त्वम् अकिञ्चना गोचरम्. Translation: My Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. Hare Krishna.
Namo kinche nava vritaya nivrita guna vrattaye atmara maya santaya kaivalya pataye namaha. My obeisances are unto you. You are the property of the materially impoverished. You have nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material modes of nature. You are self-satisfied, and therefore you are the most gentle and are master of the monastery.
मन्यातं कलम् ईशनम् अनादिनिधनं विभुं शमुञ्चरतं सर्वत्र भूतानां यन्मिथा कलिः. My Lord, I consider your Lordship to be eternal time, the supreme controller, without beginning and end, the all-pervasive one. In distributing your mercy, you are equal to everyone. The dissensions between living beings are due to social intercourse.
तवेहमानस्य निर्णां विडम्बनं न यस्य कश्चिदहितोऽस्ति करि चेत् देवश्यस्य यस्विष्मामतिर्नृणाम्. Translation: O Lord, no one can understand your transcendental pastimes, which appear to be human and so are misleading. You have no specific object of favor, nor do you have any object of envy. People only imagine that you are partial. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा जी. माता जी स्क्रॉल कर दीजिए. जन्म कर्मा च विश्वत्मन् अजय यश्या कर्तुम् आत्मनः क्रियान् नृषिषु यादशु तत् अत्यन्त विडम्बनम् Of course, it is bewildering, O soul of the universe, that you work, though you are inactive, and that you take birth, though you are the vital force and unborn. You yourself descend amongst animal, men, sages, and aquatics. Verily, this is bewildering. Verily, this is bewildering.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna ji.
Arun,
Wait, where am I reading from?
the
Gopis.
one that is highlighted. Yeah,
Pyadavade tvayi kritakasi dhama tavad yate dashashru kaligyanas sambrahmaksham vaktram ninirya bhavavanaya sitasya samam vimohat bhir api yad bibheti. My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes, and you were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. Do I do this one as well?
No, the next person, Simi.
Kechid ahur ajamjat punyasalokasya kirtaye yadho priyasa navavaye
Bye-bye.
yeva
Malliya.
chandanam. Someday that the unborn is born for glorification of pious kings, and others say that he is born to please King Yadu. One of your dearest devotee, you appear in his family. Oh,
Sorry. Chapter 8. Go ahead.
appear in his family, and sandalwood appears in the Malaya hills.
Who's coming next?
Me. Apare vasudevasya. Oh.
Mouse. Yeah. Sorry.
Apare vasudevasya devakyam yachito bhagyat ajastvam asya kshemaya vadhaya cha suradvisham. Others say that since both Vasudeva and Devaki prayed for you, you have taken your birth as their son. Undoubtedly, you are unborn, yet you take your birth for their welfare and to kill those who are envious of the demigods.
Paravataranayanye Bhuvo nava ivo davadau Sidantya bhuri varena jato hya atma bhuvartitaha. Others say that the world, being overburdened like a boat at sea, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble.
Avesmin klishya mana nam avidya kama karma bihi sravana smarana ani karishyan iti kechana. And yet others say that you appeared for the sake of rejuvenating the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, and so in order that the conditioned souls suffering from material pangs, might take advantage and gain liberation.
Shrinvanti gayanti grinatya uvikshanasha smarananti nandanti tavehitam janaha ta eva paschyanti achirena tavakam vava pravaho paramam padmavujam. O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant, and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death.
Hare Krishna. अप्यदेन स्वां स्वकृतेः प्रभो जिहाससि स्वेषु विर्दोनुं जीविनः येषां च चान्यद् भवता पदाम्बुजात् प्रायणं राजसु योजितां हसः. O my Lord, you have executed all duties yourself. Are you leaving us today? Though we are completely dependent on your mercy and have no one else to protect us, now when all kings are at enmity with us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Kevayam nam रूपाभ्याम यदुभि सह पांडवः भवेतो दर्शनम यर्हि ऋषि के नाम इवाशितु. As the name and fame of a particular body is finished within the disappearance of living spirit. Similarly, if you do not look upon us, all our fame and activities along with Pandavas and Yadus will end at once. Hare Krishna Ji.
It's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Neyam sobhishyate tatra yathedanim gadadara tvatpadhair ankita bhati swalakshana vilaksitaihi. O Gadadara, Krishna, our kingdom is now being marked by the impressions of your feet, and therefore it appears beautiful. But when you leave, it will no longer be so.
Ime jana padha swardaha suplakavusadi virudhaha vannadari nade uddanvanato he idhante tava viksite. All these cities and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits. Rivers are flowing. The hills are full of minerals and the oceans full of wealth. And this is all due to your glancing over them.
तथा विश्वेश विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेहापाशमिमं चिन्ति धृतं पाण्डुषु वृष्णिषु. O Lord of the universe, soul of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis.
त्वयि मेनान्य विषय मातिर्मधुपतेक्षरत् रतिम् अध्वाहत्याधा गंगे वासुगम उदन्वती. O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever O Lord of Madhu, as the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, let my attraction be constantly drawn unto you without being diverted to anyone else.
And this is the last verse. So whose turn is it?
It's my turn, yeah. Shri Krishna, Krishna Saka, Vrishni Rasa Bhavana Drug, Rajanya Vamshi Dana Varga Virya Govinda Godvija Surarti Hardavatra Hara Vatra Vatara Yogeshwara Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. No, so I should have been in a different meter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little difficult. Sorry, I was just taking some minutes in there. Sri Krishna Krishna Sak Vrishni Rishabhavani Drog Rajanya Vamsadahana Apavarga Virya Govinda Godija Surarti Haravatara Yogeshwara Khila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Like that.
Very nice. What's that meter called?
I don't know.
Okay.
It just comes naturally. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. O Krishna, O friend of Arjuna, O chief amongst the descendants of Vrishni, you are the destroyer of those political parties which are disturbing elements on this earth. Your prowess never deteriorates. You are the proprietor of the transcendental abode, and you descend to relieve the distress of the cows, the brahmanas, and the devotees. You possess all mystic powers, and you are the preceptor of the entire universe. You are the Almighty God, and I offer you my respectful obeisances.
Very nice. That brings us to the conclusion of Queen Kunti's prayers. And indeed, this is called Chad Plus when you read Kunti Mata. So these days, as part of Chad Plus, which is a higher version of Chad, chapter a day of Srimad Bhagavatam. And it's not even a chapter because we just picked up from 18 and went till 44, right? Like that. So now let's go into today's verse. Moghāśāḥ mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vicetasaḥ rākṣasīm āsurīṁ caiva prakṛtim mohinīṁ śritāḥ mogha-āśāḥ mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vicetasaḥ rākṣasīm āsurīṁ caiva prakṛtim mohinīṁ śritāḥ. Synonyms: mogha-āśāḥ, baffled in their hopes. So there are two words here, baffled and hopes. So which one do you think is here? Which one is baffled and which one is hopes?
Asha
Āśāḥ
is
is for
hopes and
hopes.
mogha is baffled.
Mogha is baffled.
Mogha is baffled, correct, for 500 points. Mogha-karmāṇaḥ, baffled in fruitive activities. Mogha-jñānāḥ, baffled in knowledge. Vicetasaḥ, bewildered. Rākṣasīm, demonic. Āsurīm, atheistic. Cha, end. Eva, certainly. Prakṛtim, nature. Mohinīm, bewildering. Śritāḥ, taking shelter of something, right? So here we have got these two words which are used a lot, right? We have been hearing here.
Āsurīṁ.
Rākṣasīm is demonic, and then āsurīm is atheistic. It's atheistic, don't believe in God. That is not necessarily that they will go and do bad things to others, right? But Rakshasas, demonic, right? They do bad things. Okay, let's look at translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge. So, hopes for liberation, fruitive activities, and their culture of the three things that are all defeated. All three things are defeated. What are those three things in Sanskrit here?
Mohinīm.
Is what? You tell me the English also, and then the
Oh,
Sanskrit.
mohinīm is bewildering. Vicetasaḥ is bewildered. And which is that one?
No, I'm talking about hopes for liberation, fruitive activities, and culture of knowledge. So I'm looking for Sanskrit for these three. Hopes for liberation. What is that?
mogha-āśāḥ,
mogha-āśāḥ,
mogha-karmāṇaḥ, mogha-jñānā.
jnāna.
Mogha-karmāṇaḥ is fruitive activities. Mogha-jñānā is culture of knowledge, right? And mogha-āśāḥ, here it is not particularly talking about, right? It's not calling out liberation, right? But Prabhupada explains that to us here, that, the mogha-āśāḥ, baffled in their hopes, mogha-karmāṇaḥ in their fruitive activities. So this is the hope for liberation. That is how it is to be understood, right? Okay, let's continue with the purport. There are many devotees who assume themselves to be in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, but at heart do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna as the absolute truth. For them, the fruit of devotional service, going back to Godhead, will never be tasted. Similarly, those who are engaged in fruitive pious activities, so that's never for them the fruit of devotional service that is good will never be tasted. They will never taste that, so they'll never be liberated, right, from this material world. Similarly, those who are engaged in fruitive activities, mogha-karmāṇaḥ, and those who are ultimately hoping to be liberated from this material entanglement will never be successful either, because they deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And we read that last week, right? Avajananti māmoda, right? Manushim tanum ashrita param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram, right? So fools deride me and said that, right? Because they deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. In other words, persons who mock Krishna are to be understood to be demonic or atheistic. As described in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gita, such demonic miscreants never surrender to Krishna. Therefore, their mental speculations to arrive at the absolute truth bring them to the false conclusion that ordinary living entity and Krishna are one and the same, right? With such a false conviction, they think that the body of any human being is now simply covered by material nature, and as soon as one is liberated from this material nature, there is no difference between God and himself. This attempt to become one with Krishna will be baffled because of delusion. Such atheistic and demonic cultivation of spiritual knowledge is always futile. That is the indication of this verse. For such persons, cultivation of the knowledge in the Vedic literatures like Vedanta Sutra and Upanishads is always baffled. It is a great offense, therefore, to consider Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to be an ordinary man. Those who do so are certainly deluded because they cannot understand the eternal form of Krishna, the eternal form of Krishna. The Brihad Vishnu Smriti clearly states, Yo veti bhautikam deham krishnasya paramatmanaha sa sarvasmad bahishkaryaha shrota smarta vidhanataha. Mukham tasyavalokyāpi cha sachelam snanam acharet. One who considered the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all rituals and activities of the Shruti and Smriti. And if one by chance sees his face, one should at once take bath in the Ganges to rid himself of infection. People jeer at Krishna because they are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their destiny is certainly to take birth after birth in species of atheistic and demonic life. Perpetually, their real knowledge will remain under delusion, and gradually they will regress to the darkest region of creation. Om Tat Sat. So we did a lot of reading today, some collectively and some individually amongst all of you. So now let's open it up and look at your thoughts and reflections on all that we have read so far. Anything you heard from reading the whole chapter of 9, and anything you read from prayers of Queen Kunti, right? And then, of course, this verse number here.
Well, a reflection would
Yeah,
be.
go ahead. Yes, please. Which reflections are welcome, most welcome.
Yeah, it seems like this verse we're doing is about being baffled by just about everything that is material, and no matter how hard we try. And then Queen Kunti's prayers, especially the 42nd verse, was very much, I'm really stuck here. How can I help me get rid of all these associations, with the Rishnis and everything. and how can I just let it go, just like the Ganges, and flow to you without all this. So it's kind of nice because on one hand you hear how we're all stuck, and then even though she went through so much with the Pandavas, you know, that her challenges and her miseries were greater, far greater than what we might even imagine. But in the end, she still, her is a full surrender to Krishna, knowing that nothing she ever did could help. This is it. You know, you have to take all this away from me. So
Right. Very good.
very
Very good
nice.
observation. And that's one of the reasons that the reading was so fruitful, right? Because we read the contrasting things. We read of the atheistic and demonic people, what happens to them. And in contrast, we are reading from prayers of Queen Kunti that she starts in the beginning, Vishan Mahage Purushartha Darshanat Asat Sabhaya Vanvasi Krikchata, right? She says that she's constantly listing. She's constantly listing that how Krishna has come to her, right? How Krishna has come to her for rescuing her from various items, right? You read that. And then here we are saying that people have got hopes of liberation. I want to get out of this world, right? They're trying that by all their own means. I mean, Ravan wanted to get out of this world by creating a ladder all the way to heaven, right? He wanted to do that, but he was baffled in his efforts there, right? So when you don't have Krishna there, you will be baffled in your attempts at trying to escape from Maya, right? And what does Krishna say in 7th chapter, 14th verse? Devi esha gunamayi mama maya duratiyaya. This divine energy of mine is very difficult to overcome. But then he tells you the method to overcome. What is that method? How do you overcome Maya? Devi yesha gunamayi mama maya durataya. What is the line right after that tells you the answer to that? Devi yesha gunamayi mama maya durataya. Mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam karantite. Right? But those who surrender unto me, I will make it easy for them
Maya
to
won't
cross
help.
over the ocean, right? Of ocean of birth and death that is there, right? So the answer is that you surrender to Krishna. And then we also look at that she is saying that she keeps on recounting how Krishna has helped and says that, whenever there was vipta, you were always there. And whenever there were calamities on me, you were always there. And that is how we saw you, right? Whenever there's cleansing, wherever Krishna was, he used to come to help them, right? You remember the Draupadi and the Akshay Path when Durvasa comes, right? And then Krishna is there. So everywhere, when Draupadi is being disrobed, then Krishna comes in the form of sari, right? In the form of a sari, he comes there. So Krishna is there, Krishna keeps on coming, and she's saying, well, because of these difficulties, we are seeing you. So she's not talking about liberation. She's not complaining about the problems she had in life. She's just saying, give me more problems. Because when I have problems,
So
then you
that
have
I
come.
won't forget you.
Yeah. And then whenever I have a problem, you have always come and I get a chance to see you. So give me more problems, right? So look at the contrast, and how a devotee looks at that, right? And then later on, in the same prayers, Kunti Maharani is also saying that, we, because your lotus feet are falling. Who read that verse? Because your lotus feet are falling, right? On this, that's why everything is nice, because the lotus feet are nice. And our name and the name of Vishnu or Pandu, all those names will be just gone. Our names are because of you, right? Like if I ask you what is Vishnu, what are Pandavas, you cannot talk about Pandavas or Krishna without Pandavas or the Vishnus without their connection to Krishna, right? This is very important. And I still remember when the Mahabharata serial was first being broadcast in India on the television. And so they were showing all the story of Mahabharata, Shantanu, Ambalika and all that. And then Pandu. And I tell you that my girlfriends over there, they were all like, when is Krishna going to come? When is Krishna going to come? All of that, right? Yeah. And then the baby Krishna came, and then the Krishna story starts within Mahabharata. And then the baby Krishna came, and then the 13-year-old boy came, and they were like, oh, how will Krishna look like when he's old, like, full-fledged adult? How is he going to look like? So there was so much of, they were connecting. For them, Mahabharata is all about Krishna. It's not a history. So they're devotees. They were looking at it like that, right? And then, of course, as Surabhi Mataji just pointed out, that Twaime Ananya Vishaya Mati Madhupate Sakrit, right? Ratim Uddhavata Tadda Gange Vagham Udanvati. So those of you who have seen Ganges at the top, when she really starts her descent from Himalayas, you will see the gush with which she comes down, right? The force with which she comes down to meet the ocean ultimately, right? So he's saying that force, that is the force with which my mind should be going to Krishna. And does it go? That's the introspection that we have to do. That does it go, right? And again, in contrast with that, this verse is connected to the previous verse, right? That avajananti mamura manushim tanim ashrita. So people are there who are not willing to accept the superiority of Krishna, right? And whatever he does, right? So what happens is that if you are trying to use the wrong approach, if you're trying to use the wrong approach to handling anything, then the results are going to be not correct or not right. Like you will get baffled by that. Okay. For example, let's take a simple example in our day-to-day lives, that if you cook rice for your family, right? And if you cook rice, you take 2 cups of rice and you add some 4 cups of water, you let it boil, set it. And then when it is nicely done, you say it's done and you take it out of the fire. Okay, so that's the process of making rice. Now, if I ask you to make 100 kilograms of rice, so you will add 200 kilograms of water and then you will boil it. And then if you say that I'm going to go and touch when it is done, and then I'm going to stop cooking it, then that will be a disaster. But you keep the rice aside, 100 kgs of rice, and then after some time, it's all mishmash and it's all paste, right? Because when there is so much of rice, it retains the heat, and that heat continues to cook it. So when you're cooking in a bigger quantity, then the rules are different. The ways of cooking are different. So we might say that, well, I know how to cook rice. Yeah, I know only how to cook 2 cups of rice or 1 cup of rice, but 100 cups of rice. So as the size increases, right, then our capacity to understand, capability to understand also has to change, and our approach has to change. Now, these people who are just saying that Krishna, how can he lift Govardhan? It is a mythological story, right? Or he's just a man, or he's not God, he just learned some tricks and he's playing those tricks on people like that, right? So what they're trying to do is that Krishna is finite, Krishna is infinite. And with our finite intellect that we have, right? The finite intellect that we have in our head, with that finite intellect, we are trying to measure something which is infinite. Right? So it's almost like, I have this with my skills of how to cook 2 cups of rice, I'm trying to cook 100 cups of rice. So my efforts are going to be baffled in that for sure. Right? Because I will not do. So same thing here also. So when we try to do that, when we try to use infinite intellect to understand something which is infinite, your bewilderment will be infinite. Bewilderment. On the other hand, look at Kunti. Purely surrendered soul, purely surrendered soul to Krishna. Look at her state of mind. And we can just sit down and question and look at it from this angle, look at it from that angle, but I want to do this. And, well, from where did this come? Oh, it came from the universe. Right? That's what you hear a lot of people saying that, right? I don't believe in God. Okay, so can you tell me from where this flower came? Oh, it comes from the universe. Oh, can you please tell me what is this universe you're talking about? Give me this answer. It comes from universe. Can you please explain? What is that universe? So they are so envious of Krishna. They refuse to accept that there is God. And they will twist and turn and, come up with so many theories and explanations. And I'm actually God. And, I'm just bound by the material energy. And what is the definition of God? Right? That we have to understand first. And that's why Parasha Muni coined the term Bhagavan. He's the most opulent. He's the most powerful. Because he's the most powerful, then that's why he can lift the Govardhan hill. Can you? If you are saying that I'm God, then can you? Even after you're liberated, can you come here and lift the Govardhan and show us? No, you can't do that, right? So these verses over here is confidential knowledge. Krishna is saying that I am God. So for whatever reason that you are here in this class, you're already believing in Krishna, you can congratulate yourself, right? You are on the right path to understanding all that.
Mother.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Mother, sometimes the question comes in the mind that we feel that we are surrendered. But at the same time, sometimes the feeling comes, no, there is something lacking still.
There is something?
So, lacking in my surrender.
Yes.
Yeah, that feeling comes because I feel that, no, if I was totally surrendered, I won't have expected for anything. I won't have any expectation from anybody, from anything otherwise also. And that if something goes wrong, and I feel that it should go okay for me, that means my surrender is not full. That I must realize that Krishna wants this to happen in this manner. That will be surrender. And I feel, no, Krishna, this should happen this way. That means I am commanding to Krishna that do the way I like. So there's a lack in surrender. What should be done to have full surrender?
Yeah, see, it is a good it's a good situation that you are able to at least observe that, right? You are able to observe, and you are saying that you are able to philosophize on that, right? When that situation happens, and you are saying that, and that's why they say that prayers asking Krishna for something. Okay, Simi is coming back. Okay, need to let her in. So when we do prayers to Krishna, so we have a problem, right? And so we want that problem to be solved, right? For example, somebody's child is sick, and that person doesn't have any money. So that person says that, goes to Krishna and says that, Krishna, give me money because I have to take care of my child, right? On the top, it looks like it's a very valid prayer, right? I mean, the person went to Krishna, is surrendered to Krishna, right? But then what we have done is, through our puny intellect, there is a problem in our life, material problem, and we try to solve that material problem using our material intelligence. And we said that if you do not have the money to pay to the doctor, the solution for that is to ask for money, right? Now, Varshana Bandiji, if you remember, a year or so ago, you had told us a story, right, of a person, a doctor, and he was going to go from one city to another city, and there was rain and whatever, and he had to go and stop in a small thing, right?
Yes.
And there he goes there and he sees a patient, right?
Yes.
Somebody about to die. So the solution to your child being seen by the doctor is not just that you have the money. You can have the money and then you can die on the way to the hospital, right? The child won't see the doctor, or the doctor is not there, or the hours are closed, hospital is closed, right? How about another solution? Krishna sends the doctor to you. You told us that, right, in that story. So you see, so when we are, the first thing that I'm trying to explain over here is that you surrender. How will that surrender come to us? It is practice. Because we remember what kind of people are we? We are totally unsurrendered, folks. We were living in Golok Vrindavan, and we did not want to surrender to Krishna. We didn't want to serve him. And that's why Krishna created all these things for us, right? To start. And when we fall down from there, we start as Brahma. And then, if we have the good sense, then we can just go back. Come down as Brahma and then go back. But we don't do that, right? We wander through 84 lakh species of life. Right? How will you get that? Through constant practice in devotional service. Till such a time where devotional service will come automatically to you. Nobody is going to tell you that you have to sit down and chant your rounds. You will yourself want to chant, right? And when any, and that's where the 4 question asked book is good, right? So whenever and there are problems that are coming to our life, I mean, we will do things to solve them, whatever in our efforts, but we'll also be looking constantly for question number 3. What is the lesson? What is the lesson, Krishna, you want me to learn from this, right? When the problems come. Like that, one lesson could be child fell sick. One lesson could be, did I get the vaccines for the child done in time? No, did not do that. So now the child is suffering. Sometimes the lesson comes in that form, like that. Hang around with devotees who are like-minded. That's also very important. To go with those people. To go with those people who are surrendered. I mean, when I look at surrender, I remember almost 12, 13, 14 years ago, when we were in a very tiny temple in Bascom Street, and we were looking at purchasing a property, which is now Mountain View Temple, and it was $1.8 million. And I remember Dilip Bhai Patel Prabhu used to go with Mayapur Bihari Prabhu, and they used to go and see different properties. And so one day they came, and so they were just talking. We all used to come and be super excited about a new temple. We used to talk. And so he came and said that, I'm asking Vaisheshika Prabhu to look at this property. It's 1.8 million. And I was like, Dilip Bhai Prabhu, why are you even wasting time to do that? It's 1.8 million. So then he went to Guru Maharaj and said, you should still go and see that. Krishna will arrange the money. Complete, right? So you see, surrender to Krishna led to that. And of course, we have the temple now. And then the doubting person said, let's not even do that. Because I'm using my intellect and I'm just saying, okay, this is the congregation. If everybody pays or donates this much of money, we're only going to get this much, right? And how can you buy from a big property like that from this much of money? But look at the other person who had faith in Krishna, was totally surrendered. I'm still going to do my work. I'm still going to look at properties. Even if the property is 1.8 million, I'm going to go and still take the temple president there to have a visit because money will come. Krishna will arrange it. Krishna will arrange it. That's what when the boys in the Aghasura demon pastime, right? They totally surrendered to Krishna. They went inside, right? And it's not easy. It's not easy to just surrender to Krishna. Because before surrender to Krishna, there should also be the faith that Krishna will take care of me. Then only you'll surrender, right? There should also be the faith that Krishna is all good. Whatever he does to me is all good. So Krishna doing good things to me or Krishna apparently doing bad things to me are both good for me. Sometimes it's very difficult to handle, right?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. It is sometimes that means we don't have full faith. That means we don't have full surrender.
Exactly. That's why it says Adav Shraddha. In devotional progress and devotion, it says Adav Shraddha. In the beginning, it starts with faith, but the faith might not be super strong, right? So faith continues to grow throughout the 9 stages that you are till it becomes very, very strong faith. And anartha nivritti will go away. Then you will do bhajana kriya, you'll get initiated, properly follow the steps of devotional service, right? Then this faith will slowly, become more strong. In the beginning, it's just like that, yeah. And we don't have any faith in Krishna. Yeah. And that could also come from us intellectualizing our previous experiences in life, something I wanted and didn't happen. And I'm like, oh, Krishna did not want to give it to me. Krishna should have given it to me. So that kind of a thinking, at least you can start philosophically to observe, and then to philosophically, you can analyze and say that this is not the right way of thinking. And guess what? The moment you look at a situation where you thought that God should be doing this to me, or this is a problem and I think this is what should be done and let me pray to God. When you observe and when you realize that you're doing it, and so when this thought comes to your mind that this is not right, the mind is registering that decision, right? So next time when you're in a similar situation, your intelligence is going to draw upon that thing that, okay, when this situation was there, the decision was this. I surrendered to Krishna, so let me again do it in this situation also, right? So that kind of, yeah, as Vaisheshika Prabhu says, it is mending your mind's algorithms or the rules of your mind. They get, and the rules of the mind become etched, right? Like samskaras. So these are impressions that will be formed in your mind over and over again. Good impressions as well as bad impressions. And that's why we behave in a particular way and get a special kind of a body also in our next life, right? If the impression that I'm putting in my mind is that devotional service is the best. Oh, I want to be a devotee. I want to be a devotee life after life. Guess what kind of a body are you going to get in your next life, right? You'll be born in a devotee family. Like that. And then if we don't do that and we try to do things on our own without even relying on Krishna and all that, then mogha-āśāḥ, mogha-karmāṇo, mogha-jñānā, vicetasaḥ, today's words, you'll be baffled. You'll be baffled in your efforts. And we see that. Aren't people baffled? I mean, I still remember when I started my career in computers, there used to be, it's a very old mainframe computer, and all that you could do, you could type on a keyboard and then things will come on the screen. And then after typing 4 lines, you realize that, my first line is wrong. Then I would just have to, press my up arrow key, go there, then press the left arrow key, go there, and make the change and all that, right? And constantly up and down like that you had to do. And I always used to think like, oh, wish I could go and just touch the screen, right? Or point, something like that. So then voila, 4 years later, my prayers were answered and the mouse came. The mouse was the best thing that happened. And then with the mouse, I was using the mouse. I had problems with my muscles. Baffled, completely baffled. That pain was completely baffling. So man keeps on trying to win over material nature, come up with, newer and newer inventions, but they are all in vain. Everything. Plastic was such a wonderful thing that came, right? Doesn't tear like papers. When plastic bags first came, they were like oh my goodness, they were the talk of the town, because if we used to buy fresh vegetables every day, like sometimes morning and sometimes evening, that fresh we used to eat. And so they would, have the vegetable and they would be throwing water on the vegetable to keep them fresh. And they would take like tomatoes, they bought 1 kilogram of tomatoes, he'll put it in a newspaper bag. And guess what? It is all wet, and then it would break, and then things would fall in the ground, and then, that's it, it's gone. Then the plastic came. It was such a wonderful thing, plastic. You could wash it, you could reuse it, it was light, it doesn't break. And now what are we talking about? Plastic. Right?
They want to get rid of it.
Want to get rid of it. Oh, what are you doing? You're just burying it in the earth. That's not good. Right? And now we're thinking about like, will our great-grandchildren be able to breathe even? Because of all the pollution that we have created. So we get baffled in our efforts because there's no Krishna consciousness. If there was Krishna consciousness, and if you thought of Mother Bhumi, right? That's why we say that early in the morning when you get up and you say, Padasparsha Samashwame, that I'm touching you with my feet, please forgive me, then that is because they are trying to set the mood that you have to respect the earth. So if you start your day with that kind of a mood, you will not say that I'm going to dispose my trash by burying it in the earth. Because for you, earth is also sacred. Why is earth sacred? Earth is a part and parcel of Krishna. Like that. Right? Yeah.
Mataji, I need to leave, Mataji. Thank you for
I
the
also need to leave, actually.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Pranams. Enjoy.
Thank you, Mr. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you,
and we won't
Mataji.
be
Hare
meeting,
Krishna.
but yeah, Monday morning. So some of you I won't be meeting, but happy Mother's Day for those who won't
Oh,
make it.
yeah.
Wait, do we
Happy
have?
Mother's Day.
We still have a class on
Happy
Sunday.
Mother's Day to
Yeah.
you too.
We'll have a class, yeah.
Okay.
But some I don't meet, right, on Sunday. Yeah, some of the
Happy Mother's Day to you.
Happy